Planar ornaments are some of the most important things for your build in Honkai Star Rail. Unfortunately, not all of them are as good to farm as some of them are. And while we're going to be going over the best ones for you to farm, there are some others like the Space Stealing Station that I don't think are worth your time and effort. You won't want to go and farm for these things. This is going to give you a little bit of attack percent bonus, but there are going to be other sets for a DPS that will blow this one out of the water. Some other ones that I'm not too high on as well are something like Fleet of the Ageless. While this one looks nice for a supportive character where it's going to give them HP percent increase and then also give a slight attack increase to everyone else in your party. When we're talking about farming important planar ornaments, there's going to be a much better supportive one for you to go after. The Celestial Differentiator is going to be another DPS setup that would be very good for farming mass amounts of monsters over and over and maybe a meme build based around it. It's not really that great overall and is almost worthless when going up against some of the hardest content in the game. So if you're thinking about farming any of those, I would shy you away from those planar ornaments and focus on some of the better ones. Now, one of the best ones you can get your hands on for a DPS build is going to be Internet Salsado, which is going to give you 8% crit rate, and then if your crit rate hits 50% or higher, it's going to give you an ultimate and follow-up damage increase of 15%. This is going to be hands down the best two-piece set you can put on a DPS character, as the crit rate is worth a ton in substat rolls, and then on top of that, you're actually getting damage bonus instead of something smaller like attack percent. And while you might not use the ultimate damage increase as well as the follow-up attack damage increase on every character in the game, you're going to be able to use one or the other on pretty much every DPS character in Honkai Star Rail. So if you're looking for a set for a DPS character, even if they're a sub DPS, this is something that you should be farming for. And since this is a DPS centric two-piece set, you're gonna be looking for damage percent planar spheres and perhaps an attack percent link rope for most situations. And if you haven't been farming this set yet, now you know to do so. And as a reminder, if you need any help unlocking or farming different bosses in the simulated universe, go check out some of the videos I'll be linking down in the description for you to give some either beginner tips or expert tips depending on where you are, so you can get your hands on some of these awesome planar ornament sets. Now, not my favorite setup to farm, but this planar ornament set, the Belobog Fortress, is pretty good on a defensive character like March 7th, Japard, or even the Fire Trailblazer. It's going to give you defense percent, and then it's also going to give you extra defense percent if your effect hit rate is 50% or higher. And that effect hit rate 50% isn't that hard to obtain, especially if you use an effect hit rate main chest. At the end of the day, the Belobog set is going to be for those supportive tanky characters, and you're not going to need a ton of this set, so if you are going to farm it sparingly. Another support DPS set is the Pan-Galactic Planar Ornament set. This is going to increase your effect hit rate by 10% and then give you 25% of your effect hit rate as an attack bonus up to a cap of 25. Meaning that if you can hit 100% effect hit rate, you'll get that full 25% attack bonus. It's a decent set while you're trying to build a support sub DPS character that has high effect hit rate and giving them a little bit of bonus attack. But if you're trying to focus in on a sub DPS debuffer, you could actually go back to the Internet Salsado set. While 10% effect hit rate and 25% is pretty nice, if you're focusing on that sub DPS damage though, 8% crit rate and then either ultimate damage or follow-up damage can be even more effective than the IPC Mega HQ. The Talia set is probably the hardest planar ornament set to utilize fully in Honkai Star Rail because it's going to increase your break effect, but you also need to get 145 speed to get an extra 20% break effect, taking that 16% all the way up to 36%. One of the easiest ways to do this is to have Asta in your party, and she can utilize her speed buff to make any character maximize this full two-piece set. And break effect at the moment in Honkai Star Rail isn't the most important stat or one of the most effective ways for a lot of players to do damage, but if you are using a break effect character that wants to do big damage from shield breaking enemies, this could be something that you could go after. However, because it's such a rare strategy to be used right now, I would recommend against farming this set. And then finally, and personally my favorite set and the one I've been farming a lot is the Springly two-piece planar ornament set. It's going to give you 5% energy recharge, and it's also going to increase your advance forward by 40% when you enter a battle, as long as you're above 120 speed. I have this set basically on every supportive character on my account. Is it a Nihility character? This set's on them. Is it a Harmony character? This set's on them. Is it an Abundance character? This set is on them, because it does two very important things. Number one, it allows you to speed tune all of your support characters to always start the battle and be faster than whatever DPS character it is. Do you have an exceptionally fast 140, 150 speed Sayla after her buff? It doesn't matter. You're still going to outspeed her with your support characters, being able to put your buffs and debuffs on them because of this advanced 40% push you get at the start of battle. But not only that, in some of the harder difficulty like Memories of Chaos, where you need to be aware of how many cycles you're taking and you want to defeat the enemies as quickly as possible, this 40% action forward push can end up allowing certain characters to take one or more actions than they should be able to do within a certain cycle threshold. If you don't know what a cycle is, I recommend that you check out my speed guide abuse video. Check that one out, you won't be disappointed. And as far as this set goes, because it's mostly on supportive characters, the damage percent planar spheres aren't really the most recommended thing. You could use a wind damage one on someone like Bronya, for instance, as she always has access to 100% crit rate, while someone like Ting can use something like an attack percent orb to maximize her buff, or if you already have enough attack on her, something like a lightning damage orb, whereas other supportive characters can use something like an HP or a defense percent main stat planar sphere. The best sort of link rope you can find for many of these builds with this Planar Ornament set is actually an energy recharge percent link rope. This goes very well with the 5% energy recharge that this set does give you, giving you a grand total of 24.4% energy recharge. And if you've seen any of my YouTube shorts recently, you can see just how powerful that can be on so many supportive characters in Honkai Star Rail. And it's this Planar Ornament set that gives me the ability to do what you've been seeing going on in the background, which is eliminating enemies as quickly and as efficiently as possible while gaining as much ultimate charge on my support characters like Tingyun and Silverwolf, so I can use those things to facilitate my game plan to just absolutely dominate and destroy all the difficult content in this game. So drop your thoughts down below, get farming, and I'll see you in the next one.